Ina here, and in this video I want to alter an old book and turn it into an art journal, and I will show you all the steps I will be taking, and I will put on some music for you as it's pretty simple. And like always, I will tell you all the materials I'm using to create this art journal. Now, this video and this project is for the December CAC hashtag event, and that one is called um, Gift Exchange. And so we had to team up with someone to exchange Christmas gifts. Yay! So Andrea Kidman and I, we decided to make a journal for each other. It is something we had planned for a while, so here it is. Up to now, I just took the inside of the book out. I added a bit of painter's tape here, and this is modeling paste. I wanted the little edging because I thought it would just look better than have it all over the front of my book. Now, these are different elements. There are cardboard elements, a little corner, there's a key and a keyhole, there's a tiny little canvas there, little swirly thing. And I'm also adding a few little gears. And as I want it nicely textured, I'm adding some beads. These are those kind of long, skinny ones. They look like tiny little noodles. Yeah. And so I'm putting them on there. It doesn't really matter what colors they have because all this will get covered. So I'm making sure they're all in there. And this will take a little while to dry, actually a few hours. So let's see what's next. Oh, and while that's drying, I am taking the little canvas and turning it into a white canvas and adding a little bit of simple school glue and a napkin. I like this image on this napkin, and I want to use that as a focal point on my journal cover. Now, for decoupaging napkin, I always like to use school glue as it has a lot of water in it, and it just relaxes the paper and helps it to glue down really easily and nicely. So I'm turning the edges over, all pretty simple. Let's see, what am I gonna do next? Now this is still a little bit wet, so it's sticking to my finger, but I wanted it all done so it all can dry in one turn. So the little canvas is all dry, and I'm using, this is dilution paint, but afterwards I use just normal acrylic paints. I just want to change the color. I wasn't crazy about the green tone on there. I wanted rather be a little bit more teal and bright green. So as you see, I'm using different acrylic paints, different shades of teal. There's a little bit of ultra metallic as well, the rivets, and I'm just changing the color on this little canvas. I'm going around the edges there with a little bit of copper because it has a little frame to it. So I'm going to do a little copper on that one. And let's see, the edges are nearly done. Oh, this is a copper. Sorry, I was still doing the turquoise. This is a copper. Now, it is fun to create a journal for someone I know will really appreciate it because she makes wonderful journals. And if you have not visited Andrea's channel, make sure you do so. I will put her link in my description box. She's an amazing artist. She has great ideas. She's a whiz with all the different art materials you can imagine. And her compositions are always very outstanding. I just love her channel. It's definitely one of my favorites. So here I'm adding a little bit of pearly white to the delicate little um, design which surrounds the little medallion. And yep, looking okay. So now I'm taking my gel pen to just give the little frame a little structure. Yeah, sometimes these little details take a little while. Even though I sped all of this up, it seems to me this is taking a little while. When afterwards you go back to your videos and you do voiceover, you realize that some parts are just a little draggy. Anyway, I'm going all around it, giving it a little white outline and just a little bit of liquid glitter on the little frame. Have to have a little bit of glitter. Now, actually, I did take the masking tape off before this modeling paste was completely dry. Because if you wait until it's completely dry, sometimes you rip the edges. So I took it off. It is all dry. I mixed some gesso with a tiny bit of black to get this gray, and I'm covering everything. Now, first I thought about gray because I'm going to add some gray-based fabric to the inside, and but also because it has all these little valleys and little deep areas. If you use white, it is rather hard to get to every little spot, and white will just peek out very easily, whereas gray blends in much better. So gray seems to me a better choice. So now I'm doing the inside just around the frame. I actually took two coats. I didn't show you all this until this cover was really covered. Cover was covered. All right, this is now what is it? Glimmer Mist. So I'm doing it a couple of times. It's a pretty teal color. I want this to get into the very deep grooves where my paintbrush probably won't reach. A little bit of the copper color as well, also Glimmer Mist. And now I'm adding just a little white here and there. The main reason is I don't want it all to be one color turquoise. So that's what I'm going to add on the top. And I only have two different shades. So by adding a little white, naturally the top coat is going to take on that color a little bit and be a little lighter in those areas. So it gives me a more variety of shades, and that's what I like. So here some is just a very plain craft paint, and the other one is metallic craft paint. So I'm doing a combination, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I just don't want it all in one shade. And here I'm adding some copper. Sorry, the beginning was a little bit off frame. But again, just a little bit here and there. I want it to look a little distressed. I don't want it all perfect and in order. I know Andrea liked distress, so I had that in mind as well. But I like it too. I like the distressed look. So to make it a bit more matching with a little image, which I will add, I'm using some more of that bright green. This is actually the Vivid Ultra Metallic. So I'm adding just a little bit here and there, mostly on the elements. And I'm fiddling around here, a little more of this, a little more of that. And then I'm going back and adding a little more copper. And yeah, this is kind of the fun part. I like to just play around with my paints until I'm happy. So sometimes you do steps twice, like the copper. I'm putting it on here to bring out the highlights, and I'm using a dry brush so it doesn't overpower it. But I've been doing it twice, so I could have done it all the first time around. So I'm sealing this little image using my triple thick glass glaze. And here I'm using just a simple decoupage sealer for the cover front and back. I always like to seal my journal covers just in case you're spilling your coffee or something. It can be wiped off. So the inside needs a little extra piece of cardboard to strengthen the spine. Now the book itself has a kind of a canvas-like cover, which is real nice to work with, but I still wanted that to be a little stronger. And now I'm adding gel medium so I can attach a piece of fabric for the inside of the cover. Now the fabric, because it is moldable, can be attached in one piece, and I like that. I like the look and I like the way it works. So I ripped this piece. Whoops, there's my phone again. And so it has a little bit frayed edges, which I like, and my credit card is helping me to smooth it all out and get it into the little folds, especially at the spine there. And a little more glue around the edges. I'm using gel medium for this because it's really nice to work with when I work with fabric. And now I'm attaching the little focal point. And I added the first canvas into the modeling paste because at this point it gives me a very smooth surface to attach the little medallion. Here comes binding, which is actually some Andrea taught me. It's super simple and can be done very easily. And of course, it is so that you can remove your signatures at any time. So I like it very much. And here are my signatures. I prepared them ahead of time. It's just 2 of them. And here they go on, and I'm nearly done. Now the rest of this video is live, so my voice is going to sound a little different. All right, and here it is, all done. Oops, sorry about the banging. We are remodeling, and yeah, if I want to wait for it to stop, it might take me a while to get to this video. So I'm gonna go right ahead, and please just ignore it. So here is the journal one more time. The cover has a lot of texture, and this part here is smooth because I used the triple thick gloss on it. And here are the beads. I love those beads. They're kind of green and turquoise. And the back. Now you noticed that in this binding I made 2 holes instead of just one, because one would suffice. If you just make 1 hole, you can also add both of these signatures, but then they're very close together. So I wanted them a little bit apart, but also I wanted Andrea to have choices, because I know she's more of an art journal girl just like me, and so if some of these substrates don't suit her, she can take them out. If she wants to put more signatures in, she can, and so on. So everything I use for my signature are pretty plain because I wanted it to be a place where she can do her art in. So I gave her a variety. I did add a couple of pockets because I thought it would be fun. This is made from a file folder, very simply cut to size and folded over. I added a little pocket on the bottom. I made some cutouts with my circle punch, and I did edge them just very lightly with my distress ink, just to give them a little color. But otherwise I left it all plain because I wanted her to work in this. So there's one of the big tags here. This was is one of the Tim Holtz. It's usually longer, but I had to cut it down just a little bit. And then there's one of the smaller ones right here. And I sewed around the edges, as that really keeps those pockets secure. So this is deli paper. There are some art cards. I thought she might take inspiration from it, or she can use them to do her art on as well. Then this one is mixed media paper, pretty sturdy. Some craft paper. It just has a print on it. Let's see this. This is drawing paper, so it's a little thinner. There's another art card, and these are all from famous artists, and their references are on the back of the card. And this is vellum paper, and there's some more mixed media. I think I put 2 pages of mixed media, 2 pages of the drawing paper, and then here is one of my jelly prints. Again, she can use it as a background or just take it out and use bits and pieces in collaging or whatever she might like. And then of course it repeats itself to the rest of this because they double up in the middle, of course. And then at the end, and here you can see the artist cards. They have the name. This was from Renoir, and it has a little bit about the artist on the back. And they're blank, so you know she can use it to do whatever she might like. And then here's the other pocket, again with a tag. This one a light tag, and the sewing goes all the way around to the side. And the next one is similar, only the big pocket is first, and then the little pocket, the added pocket, is at the end. And again, it's the same type of paper, except the cards are different, and the craft paper is a little different. Oops, that was my phone again. There's another pretty card. And then, of course, the jelly print is different as well. And on this one, the little pocket is in the back, again with a small tag, and one of the big ones. All right, so she has 4 big pockets with 4 big tags and 2 small pockets with 2 small tags, and all kinds of papers she can work on. I so hope she liked this, and I so hope you enjoyed watching me make this. All right, that's it for today. Pictures are coming. Bye-bye for now.